appreciate it.
Welcome to Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and now your host, AJ Orsini.
Hello everyone, this is AJ Orsini and I am your host for Orsini's Uncensored Mind. We are here today, or tonight, or this morning, or whatever the fuck time period it is right now when I'm recording this. I don't have any conception of time at this point. I am all over the place. I've been so busy this week. But I do recall a number, and I believe today's number is 20. I am entering my 20s here on Orsini's Uncensored Mind. My teenage years, much like in real life on the show. Good times, and more good times. So I'm hoping for a good 20s as well here on Orsini's Uncensored Mind. I also want to take the time to remind everybody right off the top, if you're listening to this through the Podbean app, thank you for listening to the show. A quick reminder, I am on other platforms as well. For those of you who have not been keeping attention to my social media, fuck you, first of all, for not keeping track of it. Secondly, I am now on not just iTunes, but also Stitcher Radio and Google Play Music. So those are also different areas in which you can check out the show. And I wanted to let you guys know right off the bat so you guys can hear it again later and just commit it to memory in case you cannot access the Podbean app for whatever reason. Technology today, right? Fucking terrible. In case you cannot reach me on the Podbean app, you have those other avenues in which to do so. Also, my YouTube channel has recently had a surplus of materials. There's a lot of extra content, a lot of stuff that did not make the episodes that were recorded, and I wanted you guys to hear because it's either pretty funny or pretty relevant. So the YouTube channel has been busting. I've just recently cut some more footage out to add on to the YouTube channel so you guys can get more of a taste of Orsini's Uncensored Mind when you're not listening to the full shows. If an hour is too much for you to commit to, don't worry, I got your back. Some of the greatest hits will be on YouTube for you guys to search out and share with your friends. You know, if you don't want to pitch the show to your friends because it's an hour, hey man, give them the 7-minute bite on YouTube. Those are different things you can do to help out the show and help out me. And man, oh man, there's a lot of shit to get to on this particular episode of this fucking show. My God in heaven, I had too much shit to get to today. Man, first of all, can I just say on a personal note, I've had a fucking week. Not a bad week, just a really busy overall fucking week. I don't know how else to really explain it, except for the fact that over the weekend, my son, who will be 3 in T-minus 13 days from when I released this, my son will be 3. His birthday is coming up. And he's never really slept at anyone's house before. The reason for that is because he has some sleep complications. It was something that was really holding us back from letting him do it before, because he has what's that thing called with the gas, the stuff going on in the stomach that makes him a very acid reflux. I don't know why I was blanking on that, but yeah, acid reflux. He's had in the past really bad acid reflux. And it's kind of kept him stirring at night. He starts crying. It's a mess. So I didn't want to give that burden to other people. So we never really let him sleep at other people's houses before. But he's been doing really good past few months. So we took the chance over the weekend. This past weekend, we let him sleep over at his godmother's house. At which point he successfully completed the night. No problems, nothing at all going on with him. He made it through and everything was cool. So this opens up Pandora's box, because to be honest with you, my God, we need some fucking time, my wife and I. You know, we've been parents for 3 years, which is not that big of a deal, but I mean, parents like only parents for like the last 3 years. So we're trying to find some AJ and Mrs. O time. So now that we know that it's on the table, man, look out, world, because we're getting ready to fucking kick shit up. Okay? And speaking of which, we attended a birthday party. I shared the picture on my Instagram. We attended a birthday party this weekend that we were told was going to be at a bar. And we went to the bar thinking it would solely be bar. And then, Lord and behold, there was a flyer stating that this particular bar had the best chocolate fat asses in Brooklyn. So much to my surprise, I was kind of curious what type of bar would be promoting the fact that they've got the best chocolate fat asses in Brooklyn. And I asked the bartender, I said, hey, what's the deal with this? Where are these chocolate fat asses? So apparently, we're at this place called Paper Rain, which is in Brooklyn off of Atlantic Ave. This was a strip club. We did not know we were attending a birthday party in a strip club. We had no notice of this. My wife and I, we're not bothered by this. My wife and I have been to strip clubs before, but this sudden inclusion of tits and ass to our birthday party definitely brought the entertainment value of the evening up a little bit. Unfortunately for us, we had alternate plans after the birthday party. We weren't staying for the whole birthday party. We had plans to attend, show our face, show support, happy birthday, and then we were off to some other shit. That was the plan from the word get. The inclusion of the strippers almost called an audible on that, but no, it ended up not happening. The strippers didn't come out till like 10. We were not that committed because we were told to be there early for the birthday party. So we were there we got there around, I want to say 6, which is late because according to us, or according to the people throwing the party, it was supposed to start at 4. And we got there at 6. And like 4 people were there, not including the birthday person. The birthday guy didn't show up till like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Okay, so between 6 and 8, my wife and I got obliterated, and that's not a pun because this is the House of O, but obliterated. I found a newfound respect for the Tennessee Honey Jack Daniels, and we went in. Hence the hookah, and we had a lot of fun over the weekend. I didn't get the stripper action. I didn't stick around long enough, which was a group decision. It was me, my wife, and another buddy of ours, and we made the group decision that the best chocolate fat asses in Brooklyn was not enough to entice us to stay there for another 90 minutes, or an hour, or whatever it was. So, rain check on the chocolate fat asses at Purple Rain. Purple Rain, Paper Rain. I said Purple Rain the whole moment I was there. Paper Rain is a ridiculous name for a strip club. I get it, making it rain, paper, money. I get the innuendo there. But when there's a song out called Purple Rain, it's all I kept saying all fucking night. The bartender corrected me like 3 goddamn times. It got to a point where I just didn't care anymore and just called it Purple Rain on fucking purpose. So get your shit together, Paper Rain. And if you're going to have a strip club with the best chocolate fat asses in Brooklyn, you're going to need to herd that cattle out a little earlier than that because Mrs. O and Mr. O were not having it that night. We did not stick around that long. But it got us thinking. Maybe it's about time. It's been a long time since the Orsinis have hit the strip club up. So maybe that's something that's on the docket. We got to do that soon. So anyway, like I said, a lot to get to, and not much time to do it in because I am currently on the clock. I am filming this on Wednesday, and it's Valentine's Day. So not just work, not just school, but wife time. So I'm busy today. You know, I got work, I've got to go to class, and I've got to find time to be the romantical son of a bitch you all know and love. So I need to get this fucking show in and out of the way. And that's cool. I'm not going to rush through this shit, but at the same time, I got places to be. So I wanted to give you guys the heads up also. This Friday, I will be making an announcement because I have an interview set up this Friday. I will be having some guests with an S over at the House of O. to do a sit-down interview. I'm not going to say who it is just yet. I'm going to make the announcement on Friday, and the reason for that is, I'm being honest, I need to make sure they get here. I did the same thing with Negro. I didn't really make the announcement until the dude was in my fucking house, and I knew for a fact we were going to have a show. And it's not a knock on them. If anything, I've set this interview up. This is the third time this interview has been set up, and I've canceled the last 2 times. The first time was a timing issue. The second time was the bronchitis. The day that I was supposed to interview them was the day I went to the clinic and found out I had bronchitis. So it's not a knock on them. It's actually been me this entire time canceling these dates. And so this Friday, I will be doing an interview, and I'm not going to announce who it is just yet, but I will say it will be the biggest interview I've ever done. And not biggest by scale, but literally by numbers. Literally the biggest. I'm going to have about 4 guests. So you guys are going to have a lot of voices being thrown at you. I will try my best to corral everyone at once and make sure that everyone's voices are heard and not jumping all over each other. It's going to be a difficult rodeo for myself, but I'll manage. And it's going to be a lot of fun, which is the most important part. You guys have fun. And you learn something. You know, fun and education. That's what you get here on Orsini's Uncensored Mind. And that leads me to my first topic, by the way. The show's called Orsini's Uncensored Mind. Okay? The whole point of this show, for those of you who didn't listen to my first episode 20 weeks ago, I will short version it for you right now. The reason why I named the show Orsini's Uncensored Mind, and believe me, that was not the first choice. That we sat down for weeks developing the show name. And it came down to that because, to me, it was the most telling. I wanted to do a show where I would be able to go on and be completely unfucking censored and just give you guys the best of what's on my fucking mind. There's so many podcasts out right now. There's so many different opinions. There's so many different voices out right now for you to access. The only thing that I can possibly do to be different is just be me, which was why I labeled it Uncensored Mind. I wanted to be able to come on here and just give you guys the best of what I got. Having said that, it's in the title, folks. Uncensored Mind. Okay? Uncensored. And I need to stress this to you guys again because I'm on different platforms now. It's just not me in my little corner on Podbean. I'm on different platforms. There's different access points to get to me, including the YouTube channel, like I mentioned earlier. So I need to preface all this again. It's called Uncensored Mind. So the heat that I'm getting for the language and for the content, it needs to stop. Okay? You're wasting your time. Because, quite frankly, I don't give a shit, okay? This is why. I'm not mad. I'm not angry as fuck. This is just me just being real with you guys. I don't give a fuck. You don't have to like the show. I said it from the get. I'm not doing the show for other people. I'm doing the show for me. If I end up doing the show and the only fucking people that listen to it are the 4 or 5 friends that I know are listening to the show, then that's fine. I don't care because I'm doing this show as an outlet for myself to get some creative output out. And just have fucking fun with my life. And if that inconveniences you, cool. Don't download the show. Don't like my shit. Don't share it. Whatever. You don't have to be a part of it at all. I don't care. Okay. And the heat that I'm getting is mostly because of the language. So here's the deal. I don't give a fuck if you don't like my fucking language, motherfucker. I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn. A goddamn, whatever it is that you have a problem with when it comes to the language barrier, I don't care. And the reason for that is because of the PG thing. My whole career I have spent being PG. And I don't know if you've listened to any of the episodes over the last 20 weeks. I'm not a PG guy. I don't like being PG. I am not comfortable in PG. I became adept at it because that's what the job is. You know, when you're a ring announcer or a commentator or anything like that, or an interviewer, you can't go on commentary and just start screaming, "What a great fucking move!" That's not professional. It's not the way that that's going to go. So for years, I had to play it the other way. This is my show, which means I have the freedom of choosing how I play it here. And the way that I'm choosing to play it is uncensored, unleashed. If that's something that you're not comfortable with, don't listen to the fucking show. Because I'm going to make this decree here and now. It will never fucking change. There's never going to be a G-rated episode or a G-rated version of this show. Ever. That was not the purpose of the show. It's not why it was created, and that's not what it's going to turn into, ever. I'm not going to do the Steve Austin where I got the Unleashed on Tuesday and the Kid Friendly on Thursday. It's not going to happen. If you can't listen to my show in the car because the kids are in the back seat, cool. Choose another fucking time of day to listen to my fucking show. And if you don't have time to watch the show, or if you lose interest in the show because you don't have time, c'est la vie, my friend. It was good to know you. I don't care. I'm not changing the way that the show is done. I'm not changing the content, and I'm not changing the language. Everything on this fucking planet right now, for some reason, needs to be kids friendly. Needs to be. I'm told all the time, you're really bottlenecking your show here. You're not really opening up to more audiences because of the language, and not just the kids either, but like the religious folks who is not comfortable with the cursing. I don't care. If you don't like the content of the show or the language, don't listen to the fucking show. That's the solution. Okay? I'm not one of these show hosts that wants to walk on eggshells because I don't want to lose the little bit of views that I do have or the likes that I do. I don't give a fuck. If it would dwindle down to none, I'd still be doing the show. Okay? I'm not beholden onto any entity. I'm not owned by anybody. The materials that I'm talking about is my material. The equipment that I'm using is my equipment. I am in my house doing this. I'm beholden to no one. So I'm going to do the show the way that I want to do the show. If that's something that disappoints you or upsets you or makes you uncomfortable, please exit stage left. Okay? So that's that. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's get to the real fucking meat of the fucking sandwich right here. And let's talk about a few things. And one of the few things that I hardly ever talk about, if ever, is Impact Wrestling. And the reason why I hardly ever talk about it is, A, I don't really find a whole lot on the show to talk about. And B, the one thing that I do want to talk about, I'm saving because I actually have intentions of having them on the show, and that's LAX. Santana and Ortiz are two good friends of mine that I'm so proud of for everything they've done. They had an amazing feud with OVE. They're two-time Impact Tag Team Champions. I actually thought I just lost power for a second. The whole screen just went black. But yeah, so the LAX is the two-time Impact Tag Team Champions, and super proud of them. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about when it comes to Impact Wrestling is two things. Okay, one, I know that Impact right now does not have the best reputation in the world, but you know what? I still appreciate the fact that Impact Wrestling is giving a lot of underutilized talents an opportunity and a platform to perform. It's not a viable number 2. It's not even a viable number 3 at this. I don't. Is it possible it could have fallen completely out of the top 5? Maybe. But it's still giving people an opportunity. People are still getting seen. They're still getting the exposure. So for that, I still support Impact Wrestling. Not just because my friends are there, because I have more friends there than just LAX. But not just because my friends are there, but because these people are getting a genuine opportunity. The second thing is Austin Aries is the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, and what the fuck? What the fuck? Austin Aries, I don't know, dude. That guy's been weird since he left the WWE. I know they had him with the banana and all this other stuff going on, but man, like, you want to talk about a rebound? I think he won the Defy Championship over in the UK, and then now the Impact Heavyweight Champion. He's been around. He's making circulation. I thought he was going to retire. I got the impression he was done when he left the WWE, but far from it, folks. Austin Aries is the Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, and kudos to him. I don't know what that means for Chris Adonis and Eli Drake, who I think got shortchanged a little bit. I know people aren't that big on Eli Drake, but I really think he's underutilized. I really do. But that's Impact. That's Impact. You take the current form of Eli Drake, you put him in NXT, god damn, that's a completely different dude, man. I mean, the guy's got a great look. He's not the most flamboyant worker, but definitely competent. Definitely can get in there and hold his own against the right opponent and put on a great match. I think he would have been a great champion. But they got Austin Aries, who's a proven great champion. All right, he's held some of the most important championships in the world. So I know people were expecting me probably just to come on here and just, Impact sucks. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. Sorry. Again, disappointment, I'm sure. I actually just came on here just to congratulate Austin Aries. I want to see where it goes. Listen, Eli Drake, I think, could have had a good run, but at least with Austin, they get a little bit of that stability. You know, he's a good worker. He can work with anybody. He's entertaining as all hell. He's got a bit of a following since his WWE run. You know, it's a good move for Impact. If they could afford to keep him, it's a good move. And I liked it. I absolutely liked it. What I don't like, however, for those of you who have been asking me, how come I haven't said anything about the Mixed Match Challenge? I've been asked that a few times. How come you haven't mentioned anything about the Mixed Match Challenge? What are your thoughts on the Mixed Match Challenge? I have zero thoughts on the Mixed Match Challenge. Zero. I've seen a few of the promos. I've actually seen a few of the matches. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, and I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be investing in. To be honest with you, I don't like the Mixed Match Challenge. I like nothing about the Mixed Match Challenge. Nothing. The pairings, I could see some of the pairings and why they did it. What I don't like is I get this vibe and this feel from the Mixed Match Challenge that it's not canon. And for those of you who don't really follow movies, it's like side stories. You know, they're not really pertinent to the main roster and the main brand and of what they do on Raw and SmackDown. It's like this own little entity. Like these characters are just allowed to just be different people on this show. And then they have to go back to portraying their actual characters on Raw and SmackDown, which is confusing to people because, like, for instance, Sami Zayn is this really annoying, just bastardized version of his character on SmackDown. But then the Mixed Match Challenge airs on Facebook right after SmackDown, and he's this chipper little fuck dancing around with Becky Lynch, who's like one of their top baby faces. So they got one of their top heels teamed with one of their top baby faces, and they're just chilling. They're what was it, Team Ginger Snaps, whatever the fuck. It's the weirdest fucking thing ever. Same thing on Raw when they had, what was it, Team Little Big? That was their opponents, right? Team Little Big, Alexa and Braun Strowman. And Alexa and Braun Strowman are over here teasing a possibility of fucking on the Mixed Match Challenge. I don't understand any of it. I don't understand any of it. What the fuck are they getting at the end of this? What is the point? What are they gaining? Why am I investing in this? How can I invest in it when nothing is happening on that show that is of any importance? They're giving me nothing to make me feel like this whole Mixed Match Challenge thing is important. If you're going straight for entertainment value, you just want to see some good wrestling, I don't think the matches have been terrible. They haven't been that bad. I mean, you got the Miz Asuka situation where the referee's giving the finish out on live television, but other than that, they haven't been terrible. Mixed tag matches can be a lot of fun. But I'm 35. Unless this shit is important, I don't have time to invest in this shit. I don't. I need to know right fucking now what the fuck is so special about the Mixed Match Challenge. And it's been on for weeks now. So the answer to it is nothing. That's why I haven't mentioned it. Because the end result is nothing. There's nothing fucking special about the Mixed Match Challenge. I'm not invested in it. I don't care about it. I don't get the vibe they care about it. I really don't. I don't get that vibe from them. And I really hate what the fuck they've been doing with Braun Strowman. I really fucking hate it. Really fucking hate it. I came up with this. We were watching Raw on Monday when Strowman came out with the big cello. And he was going after Elias and he was making all these. He started singing. And between the singing and the elves, the elf thing dancing around and the Team Little Big, I'm confused as fuck as to what Braun Strowman is supposed to be. I'm confused now. Because 1 minute, you've got him pushing over Mack trucks and ambulances and pulling down the stage rigging all by himself with a grappling hook. Like, who walks around with a fucking grappling hook? And don't tell me it was part of the staging equipment, because when they set up Raw, they don't tear down the set every fucking week. So explain to me again where the grappling hook came from. But I digress. He's doing all these superhuman feats, which, by the way, in 2018, not a good look. Okay? But I'm digging it because he's a monster. He's a monster. That's the whole point. They're trying to get him over as a monster. But then you got him singing. You got him dancing. You got him flirting. I got a problem with this. Okay? And I came up with this phrase. See if you agree with me on this. I came up with a syndrome. This is what they're doing to Braun Strowman. Okay? They're big showing him. That's what I said the other day. I feel like they're big showing him. And what I mean by big showing him is when Big Show debuted, not just in the WWE, but in WCW, when he debuted overall, he was a giant, a monster. The fucking guy barely ever bumped. He just destroyed competition. His first match was winning the WCW World Heavyweight Championship from Hollywood Hulk Hogan. That was his first match. That's how he debuted in the business. The Big Show was a fucking monster. Monster. So much of a monster that whenever he did do anything athletic, the nip up, the drop kick, coming off the top rope, or even taking the big bump, like when he got jackhammered by Goldberg, it meant something because he was a monster and he never came off of his feet. He was a beast. And then he got to the WWE. And it started off good. Big Show in 99, 2000 was a monster. But as 2000 progressed, it got a little goofy. He started doing the dress-up thing. He was Hulk Hogan. He was Rikishi. He was doing all this goofy shit. And along the time, as time passed on, they've had Big Show dressing up like an idiot. They've had Big Show dressing up as movie characters. They've had him laughing and playing and crying and begging. They have had Big Show all over the spectrum of emotion. And their reasoning for it is to humanize him. People aren't going to really believe, what was it, in 2004, 2003, 2000, even 2008. They're not going to believe this guy is just a straight up monster. We have to humanize him. We have to have him be we have to have him be a person that people can relate to. Horse shit. You didn't need to do any of that. You had a genuine box office draw as a beast. And you softened him up. And that's what they did to Big Show. I have this distinct feeling they're going down the same path now with Braun Strowman. I understand that Braun's a pretty funny guy in real life, that he has a heck of a personality. But just because you have a heck of a personality doesn't mean we can't get there gradually. He's just now getting his feet underneath him as a top guy. He's finally working main events. He's got WWE championship programs right now. He's doing great. But you're blurring the lines here. And you're flirting dangerously close to ruining him for a lot of people, myself included. Because I want to get behind Braun Strowman, the Beast. I want to get behind this guy who's a monster, just destroying people. I want to get behind that. But when you got him dancing, when you've got him singing, when you've got, almost 7 foot tall Braun Strowman flirting with 4'10" Alexa Bliss. No. You got him in the ring looking goofy, talking about going all the way. No, first of all, the only way that I would want to hear or see Braun Strowman go all the way with Alexa was if he put his dick in her and then split her up the top, split her in half with his and then do the Braun chant at the end. That would be it. There shouldn't even be fucky. He should cut through her like a scissors through a fresh piece of paper. That's what should happen. There shouldn't be. But the way that the WWE would make it is it would be gentle lovemaking. Jesus Christ. I don't want gentle. I want a monster. I don't want him taking his time with Alexa. Okay? I need you to burrow through that shit, brother. Tear it up. And if you could, do that with your wrestling career as well. You cannot push over a Mack truck on Monday and then at 10 o'clock on Tuesday flirt and share shirts with Alexa Bliss. You can't do it. And I'm sitting here saying you can't, and they're sitting there saying, watch us, hold my beer type situation. But that's what it is. Okay? Jesus Christ, I can't deal with it. Leave Strowman alone. Let him do his fucking thing. Seriously. You got something good going here. Fuck. Speaking of Alexa Bliss, her WWE Championship is on the line at the Elimination Chamber. Ironically enough, on my birthday, which is weird because my birthday is being spent celebrating my son's birthday. That's how my birthday is going to work. My son's birthday is the 27th. Mine is the 25th. We're separated by 2 days. And since I don't celebrate my birthday, all bets are off, which means that we're going to celebrate my son's birthday on my birthday since it lands on a Sunday. My son's birthday is on a Tuesday. So we're celebrating his birthday on Sunday. Okay? But also Sunday, the 25th, is the Elimination Chamber. And Alexa Bliss will defend the WWE Women's Championship inside said chamber. And I was asked last week what I thought about all these women matches and firsts. And I said last week, I don't think there's going to be another first after this. I think after this, everything kind of has been done. I'm not entirely sure that's true. I have to do the research, but I think that it is. And if it is, I really don't hope they get lazy with this. By they, I don't mean the women. I know the women are going to go out there and they're going to bust it. I really mean the WWE for that. Please don't get lackadaisical with this just because it's the last of the firsts. Like you're just trying to get it out of the way. Because coming off of the Royal Rumble, which was heavily advertised and heavily pushed and heavily endorsed as historic. I mean, the fucking match closed the show. Don't get soft with it now. Please. Advertise this the right way. Push this the right way. They've been doing an okay job with getting Alexa back into the mix because Alexa wasn't in the mix for the Rumble. She was the champion. So they're getting her back into the fold here, which is fine. But please, WWE, I'm making a plea here to the WWE. Don't get soft on this one. Okay? I understand you probably don't want to go too hard because you've got other matches you need to promote, especially the most predictable Elimination Chamber match of all time. Okay? Which is now 7 guys. After this past Monday, in case you missed it. Finn Balor and Seth Rollins both pinned Bray Wyatt, and they're all in the chamber now. So it's the first ever 7-man Elimination Chamber. And my wife, Mrs. O, very confused when she saw it. I also had a little bit of reservation about it, but I wasn't really confused per se, because she was wondering schematically how this is going to work. You have 7 guys. You got 4 pods. So how do you get 7 guys? She actually thought that the 2 guys, Seth and Finn, should be in the same pod, which would be interesting. I'm not going to lie. It'd be interesting. But I don't think that's the way that it's going to go, nor do I think that it would work. I think that because The Miz is supposed to open the chamber, I think the last 2 fucking guys who are entering here should be starting as well. I mean, they were the ones that barely got in, right? So you would have Cena in one pod, Elias in one pod, Roman in one pod, and to be honest with you, I don't even know who the other guy is. You put him in the other pod, okay? So that's your 4 pods. And then you've got the 3 guys in the ring. That's what I think. I think you should do the triple threat to start, which would be interesting. I think that'd be a hot way to start. Triple threat action, right? I'm assuming that's how they're going to do it. I don't know. I don't have any inside information on that. But I'm assuming that that's the way that it's going to go. All right? With a triple threat open. But you have quite possibly the most predictable. Oh, Strowman, I was just talking about it. That's the other guy. That's why I forgot, because I was just talking about him. So Strowman in one pod, Elias in one pod, Finn Balor in one pod, and I'm sorry. Let's start over. Strowman in one pod, Elias in one pod, Cena in one pod, and Roman Reigns in one pod. And then you have the triple threat of Balor, Miz, and Rollins. to start. Balor and Rollins going for the whole match makes sense to me because the other 4 guys are going to need their fucking rest. So the three able-bodied guys will start, and then we'll move from there. I think that's the way that should go. That's my prediction. But I can see where, you would get lost in the shuffle here. So as of right now, Elimination Chamber only really has 3 matches. 2 of them are women's matches. So how about that? But don't get lazy. Don't get lazy. It's a co-main event, and I'm not big on co-main events. The main event is the one that goes on last. Always. Don't let anybody tell you any different. But on paper, I have no problem advertising double main event or multiple main event matches. But the 2 chamber matches, obviously, are the main events of the show. I am not even going to begin to describe my disappointment when neither Rumble opened up the pay-per-view, so I will not assume that any of these chamber matches will also open the pay-per-view. I don't even care anymore. I'm moving on from that. Okay? So that's the Elimination Chamber, my thoughts on that, because I need them to get this one right. Okay? Please don't get crazy on that. I have another problem, and I'm going back to that fatal 5-way now, which was one of my problems. Because for a full week it was a fatal 4-way, and then literally about halfway through the show it became a 5-way with Seth Rollins. And I don't normally have a problem adding Seth Rollins to a match. Adding a Rollins to a match pretty much makes the match better. I don't care what the match is. That's how good Rollins is. But they added him to the match. And my problem is not even Rollins. My problem wasn't even the match. My problem is Matt Hardy. Okay? The Woken gimmick. Obviously, we're still waiting to see where this goes. We're still waiting to see. And I'm telling you now, folks, I said it when it debuted. If you're waiting for all of the old Matt Hardy shit to start happening, it isn't. It's if anything happens, it'll happen after WrestleMania. Okay? Because like I said before on this podcast, this is WrestleMania season. So all the time being spent right now will be on all of the big dogs. Okay? All the main event players are getting the television time right now. Because we're leading into WrestleMania. All right? They are saving the Matt Hardy stuff. Matt Hardy. Man, this has been a rough day. Hardy. I'm not talking about Warren G. Harding. This is Matt Hardy. Woken. Okay? They're saving all that good shit for after WrestleMania. Okay? They have to be. They don't have time to do it. So, my problem is this. I don't need to see Matt Hardy every week. I really don't. That's not what the gimmick was about, first of all. And secondly, I don't really physically think his body is in a position to be going every fucking night. Have you guys seen his ring entrance? I love it with the delete and the screen and all that stuff. I love it up until the point where he has to walk. He can't fucking walk. He's broken literally. He's in a bad spot. Physically, he's as limited as I've ever seen him. You can't waste a talent like that. I understand that he's a member of the roster, so he's signed on for X amount of days, but come on. You can't tell me looking at him, physically looking at him, that there's a problem with what you're doing and how you're using him. That's not how you use a Matt Hardy. It's not. For Christ's sake, it's just not. Okay, I don't need to see him wrestling every week. I would love to see him gimmick it up every week, but not wrestling. You're going to wear him out. And then you won't have the gimmick on TV anymore, and that'll be one less overact that you can utilize. It's a bullet out of your gun. And TNA has a really lax schedule. Okay? But even with TNA, he didn't wrestle all the time. He didn't need to. Matt Hardy does not need to tell his story physically. He's gifted enough to tell his story verbally and through the vignettes and through the packages. Hell, even the best matches that Matt Hardy had in TNA weren't matches. The Great War, right? The thing with the open invitational for all tag teams and all the space and all the time. When he fought the Rock and Roll Express for some reason, and then the Hurricane showed up. Some of his best stuff was really without him being physical. Final Deletion, they didn't do a whole lot for Final Deletion. But it was entertaining as fuck. Stop bumping this guy out. Every wrestler has a bump card. His has been full since his first release. That's how full Matt Hardy's bump card is. Give it a rest. Give it a break. Let it breathe. For Christ's sake. I don't need him on my TV every fucking week. I really don't. Okay, and I got one more topic here for wrestling, and then I'm actually going to give wrestling a break here because I have another topic I have to bring up. But I have to bring up what happened this past week with the inclusion of Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin in the WWE Championship match at Fastlane. Now it being a fatal five-way. I've been saying from the word go, the situation with Shane and Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I have been completely lost. I have no idea who I'm supposed to give a shit about. There's been every week, it's like they give you the indication, okay, care about this guy. But then next week it's care about this guy. And it's all over the place. Has been. Now we're including AJ Styles and the WWE Championship. Now we're including Baron Corbin, who fell off the face of the earth when he lost the U.S. title. But now, right around WrestleMania season, he's back in the WWE title picture. And now we're including Dolph Ziggler, who just a few weeks ago or a few months ago gave up the U.S. title for zero reason and now finds himself in the WWE title picture, seemingly as a babyface. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. And that's the sentence I've been saying literally for the past few months. I don't know how any of this is going to work. Because I don't know. I have zero clue. I have no idea how any of this is going to work. Which has left me confused, which means if I'm confused, I know most of you are confused. And if you're not confused, please explain it to me. Because I don't know what's going on. Everybody has their own ideas. Sammy or Owens will turn on each other, or Daniel and Shane will turn on each other, or will AJ survive to go on against Shinsuke Nakamura? I mean, there's a ton of shit happening that's leading to more questions than answers. Now, I know Ziggler had a contract situation, which is why he was gone for so long. But god damn it, now we have a five-way. Which, for the record, still a predictable ending. We know who's winning this match. Or at least we hope we know. Because the goal here is still to get to Styles and Nakamura at WrestleMania. And the fact that the WWE is on the same wavelength as everybody else on wanting that match at WrestleMania, I mean, that's a big deal. So if you try to drum up interest leading up to WrestleMania, okay, maybe that's the best argument you can make, but what kind of interest are you gathering? Because I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused. Is Daniel Bryan cohorting with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens? But how is Daniel Bryan really being a heel about it when all the baby faces are literally giving him all the reasons to do it? It wouldn't have been a triple threat match had AJ not involved. It would have been a singles match. But AJ involved himself. So can you really blame Daniel Bryan? No, AJ has to step up and take responsibility for that. But then Shane McMahon also making these matches so he doesn't want Sami and Owens in, right? He doesn't want them in a championship match. But he also doesn't want to fuck over AJ, except you just fucked over AJ because now you added Corbin and Ziggler. I'm confused. It's not clear. You have to spoon feed people. So that's why I hardly ever really talk about that storyline, because I don't know what the fuck to talk about. So good luck figuring that shit out. If you know what's happening in that title match or in that title feud, please let me know. Explain it to me, please. Break it down to me. I'm saying this non-sarcastically. I'd love to fucking know. I would love to fucking know. So, I have some questions. It's about that time. I have some questions. And I have a new thing that I'll be doing now. If these questions keep coming in, which I hope that they do, then I will have a segment for it. I will even have the segment for it when I do the interviews, so you can get multiple opinions on it. Okay? And I have this new thing called OQ&As. I know, it's an acronym. Those are fun. OQ&As. Orsini's questions and answers. And I got a few questions, and I want to get them in here before the show is over. And the questions that I'm getting are not all wrestling, which is fine. You guys can ask me literally any question that you want. I don't have to talk about wrestling all the time here. Okay, so what are the questions that I got? And this is non-wrestling related. Okay, it was about the NBA. I was asked if I'm going to be doing any trade deadline talk. I was going to talk about any of the trade deadline opportunities, anything going on with the NBA. Because once again, when my show started, I was trying to be kind of all over the map, and that's exactly where I was. I was all over the map. So it wasn't a very enjoyable listen. So I kind of chilled out, and I kind of just talk about the events as they come. And the deadline for the trade deadline in the NBA couldn't be scientifically any less important to me in my life. I don't care about the trade deadline. And the reason why I don't care about the trade deadline is because the NBA does not care about the trade deadline. I am going to put all of my anger and angst about basketball into one quick little argument and one little sentence. The NBA is fucking trash. It's been trash for a while now. The quality of play is disgusting. Okay? The standards that these coaches are being held to is fucking disgusting. No one can develop talent anymore. You either win a championship or you're fired. And that goes for most sports, but goddamn it, is it fucking ever so evident in the NBA. It's a star-driven league, always has been, but now it's ridiculously out of control. Okay, only two teams really have a shot. Everybody else is just playing for shits and giggles. It's intramurals basketball. It's middle school basketball. There's no defense. While I was at the birthday party at that bar this weekend, they were doing the Brooklyn Nets and the New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, and they went to double overtime. Okay, the score was like, I may be wrong, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the score was about 376 to about 389, I believe. They must have scored 8 bajillion points between each other, had like 1,022 rebounds, and I'll say about 1,100, not 100, excuse me, I'm missing a zero, about 11,000 assists amongst each other. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's the no hand touch rule in the NFL, which led to all that offense. There's no defense. Zero. There's no performance value in the NBA right now. None. That's why I put an asterisk next to all these motherfuckers' stats. Stop comparing these motherfuckers to the guys in the past, because the players in the past had real competition. It was real basketball. This shit that's happening now is disgusting. I have zero interest in it. I don't care. I don't care about LeBron. I really don't care about Steph Curry. What a piece of shit. I'm sure he's a cool person and all. As a ball player, no. Overhyped. Nothing special. You put a hand in his face, the guy can't fucking do anything. None. But since we live in a world where defense is not a common thought, he does whatever he needs to do. That's why even when I was talking sports, I wasn't talking a whole lot NBA, because I don't watch the NBA anymore, because it's garbage. It's trash. And I don't see it getting better anytime soon. I really don't. I don't know any of the players, for the most part, on any of the teams that don't have big 3, big 4, big 5 with the 6th man of the year coming off the bench. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And I don't blame LeBron for it, because there were other big 3s before LeBron. LeBron mastered the art. It made it okay because he was the best player. But I can't watch the NBA. So you're not going to get deadline talk. You're not going to get championship fever talk as we close up on the postseason here. I don't give a fuck about the NBA. So you're not going to hear a whole lot about it. I enjoy having conversations with my personal friends about it, but I'm not going to do a whole lot of that shit here on the podcast, because I don't follow it enough to sit here and deliberate about it. And the team that I do love, my New York Knicks, just lost its best player. So I'm really out of the fucking loop now, because I have zero intentions of watching any of those shitty games anymore. I started watching again because of Porzingis. Now he's out. So, no, I'm good. I'm not going to sit here and watch a high school JV team play at the Garden. Fuck off. If the quality of play was better, I wouldn't need the stars. But that's not how they designed it. They designed it so that the stars would drive the league. So when the stars are not there, it's an empty, valueless piece of shit form of entertainment. Zero. So I'm done. I've been done actually for a while. But I was asked about the trade deadline, and it sparked these memories again. So I felt the need to say them out loud one more time. But that's what it is. I'm done with the NBA. And when you have situations like Lavar Ball, for those of you who don't watch a whole lot of sports, Lavar Ball is a piece of shit father. And that's how I'll label him, piece of shit father, okay, who has 3 very talented sons who are all great at the game of basketball, okay. His oldest plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. His other 2 kids, I promise you, will get drafted. But maybe they won't, because dad won't shut his fucking mouth. This guy's all over the media, okay, talking all kinds of shit about his kids, about the league. His fucking kid got arrested in China over some shit. This family is fucked, okay? His fucking kids sit there, okay, like they've got no spine, no balls. They just let their fucking dad say whatever the fuck it is he's going to say, and they just fucking power through. That's it. They just go with it. Dad goes nuts. Dad got his own shoe company that no one fucking likes, his own brand that nobody fucking likes, and he gets defended. People are like, well, he's a committed father. You know, he's really in his son's life. Bullshit. He's using his sons as meal tickets because he was a fucking failure as a human being. He wasn't nearly the athlete he thought he was. He's not nearly as funny as he thinks he is. He's not as entertaining as he thinks he is. He's a piece of shit. There was nothing about him special. Oh, he loves his kids and he just wants the best for them. Fuck you. Every fucking parent wants what's best for their kids. If you don't, you're not a parent. You are also a piece of shit human being. Okay? So, the latest Lavar Ball situation is that his oldest son plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's got 2 sons, obviously younger than the oldest, who are also great at basketball. I mean, high school, college, yada, yada, yada. So, he's already made it clear his oldest son will not be re-signing with the Lakers unless the Lakers sign the other 2 ball boys. He wants all 3 of his sons to play for the same team. Okay? He's stating that's the plan. He wants all of the ball boys to play together. And on that note, sir, I will gladly tell you, and I hope the rest of the NBA tells you, you can take your sons, you can take your shoes, and you can take your brand, and you can stick it, and you can suck the fattest of dicks and take it to stage left, my friend. Get the fuck out, please. First of all, your sons are extremely talented. They're not that good, okay? You didn't produce 3 LeBron Jameses where these kids can just dominate. The oldest has his struggling nights, okay? This guy is a piece of shit. That's why I hardly ever talk about him. I'm talking about him now because that was hilarious. I want all my boys to play for the same team. Fuck you. Who the fuck are you? I want all my boys to play for the same team. Go fuck yourself. So yeah, totally done with the NBA. And thanks, by the way, for asking that fucking question, because that sent me off when I fucking read it. I've been stewing on that one for a few fucking days, so sorry if it came out ultra super aggressive. Now let's get to some positive shit. I know it's the end of the show, but I want to get into some positive shit. And so one of the things I was asked was very off the wall. It was very, very left field. Okay? And it was about Saturday morning cartoons for some oddball reason. But I'm going to answer the question because it's a really good question, actually. What are your thoughts on the lack of Saturday morning cartoon blocks on TV? Yes, kids today have channels dedicated to cartoons, not to mention the internet. But do you feel kids today have lost that special feeling of waking up on a Saturday morning with a big bowl of cereal and making that crucial decision of which channel's cartoons blocks you are going to watch? The reason why I thought this was a great question is because I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I didn't wake up every morning on Saturday watching morning cartoons. Not every week anyway. It wasn't like a religious thing with me. I had because a lot of when I was growing up, and I think this is revisionist history. I think sometimes people forget this, but when I was growing up, a lot of the shows that that were on and that I watched on Saturday mornings also aired at other times. It was syndicated. They were on other time slots. So I didn't have to wake up Saturday morning to see my shows. As a matter of fact, my after school shows were way more important to me than my Saturday morning. I can't even remember sitting down for a Saturday morning show. I remember vividly coming home after school and hitting that block of Power Rangers, VR Troopers, I would even watch Carmen Sandiego, which was after fucking school. Go earlier back into the 90s, I would come home just in time to get that Snorks and the Jetsons line up. Like, that was my time. That was my cartoon time after school. 3:30, that block. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, all that shit came. It was in my life fucking after school. All right, the Fox Kids X-Men and the Fox Kids Spider-Man and all that shit was after school. That was my time block. I wasn't really a big Saturday morning guy. So as far as kids today missing out, since you're asking me, that's my opinion. I don't think they're really fucking missing much, to be honest with you. Big bowl of cereal sounds nice. Making that crucial. You know what's funny? I remember, this is going to sound stupid, but I was really big, really, really, really big into sports when I was a kid. So a lot of my Saturday mornings were watching SportsCenter, to be honest with you, or listening to some sort of sports show in the morning, whether it be ESPN or the MSG network or something. So that's why I thought it was a good question, because I know that there's a lot of people who put an emphasis on those Saturday morning cartoons. I'm not one of them. I was an after school guy, man. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then, like, those are my hours from 3 to 5. It's just straight up, like, awesomeness. And then you wait a few hours, and man, the TGIF block. And the fucking, I was watching Saved by the Bell, which was later. Come on, dude. Come on. It's all about that after school, baby. It was never about that Saturday morning for me. It was all about that after school. Loved it. I got another one here. It seems every time you go to the movies these days, there's always some asshole on their phone or people giving their commentary even when you didn't ask for it. How do you feel the movie-going experience can be improved? Sure, we got reclining seats and all, but can more be done? No. Nothing can be done because I am one of those assholes. Now, I try not to be. I've actually gotten really good at it as an adult. I'm one of the assholes that likes to, first of all, not with their phone. I'm kind of big on not doing shit with my phone. I will turn the light down, like the background light. I'll turn that down, and I'll have it in my pocket. I'll check the time. I'm a parent now, so I have to be on my phone all the time. So I check the time, check to see if I'm missing any message. Every now and then I'll check it, but I try to do it discreetly. I understand that it can be a little annoying. The talking, I'm a talker. I know if you're listening to this, you're probably going, oh my God, you're one of those fucking people. Unfortunately, yes. I've gotten better over time. So I try, this is going to sound stupid, but I try to get all my commentary out during the previews so that I don't have to do too much or I kind of get it all out before the main movie. I don't want to disrupt the movie experience. So I'll try to make my jokes or whatever it is during the previews. After, once we start into the real movie, I'll try to chill out. But there's a lot of movies sometimes that I see with my wife, and my wife will ask me a question, and I'll tell her something, or explain something, especially at Marvel movies. I'll explain things, and then there's movies where we go see that she read the book on, so I'll ask her a question. we have the conversation in the movie theater that we would have at home. And I can see where that's annoying, but I don't give a shit because that's who we are and what we do. The reclining seats are awesome. I love the reclining seats. I'm also glad that I haven't fallen asleep yet because I always feel like I can, but I haven't so far, so that's good. What more can be done for the movie-going experience? Don't let me in the movie theater. If you want to increase your movie-going experience, don't let me in because I will probably ruin it somehow. Because when I pay to go to the movies, brother, I paid my ticket, so I'm gonna be me. I'm not hindering myself for other people. Sorry. So I have one more. Is it one more? Yes, I have one more. One more here. This one is wrestling related. Who do you think is going to get the boot after WrestleMania? Who do you think they will call up? The boot, no clue, because it's kind of hard to gauge that because there are times when you see people get the boot who surprise you, where you're like, oh, I didn't think that they would fire that guy. That's weird. And then there's those where you're like, okay, yeah, that was coming. Had this question been asked a few weeks ago, the easy answer for the boot would have been Enzo. Because I think people forget before the scandal, they were already looking for an opportunity to separate ties with this guy. Okay, they were looking for it. Enzo gave it to him, which was a mistake on his end. But Enzo would have been the obvious choice. Now I'm not entirely sure who's getting the boot. I don't know. As far as the call-up goes, okay, I'm leery on any of these guys getting called up just yet. I don't think there's really anybody on the NXT roster that should be called up right now. Now, if you're going to say throughout the year, like in 2018, oh, no, definitely. I mean, Aleister Black, Adam Cole, there's a litany of guys. Almas is finally coming into his own. Johnny Gargano's coming into his own. There's a lot of guys there that could be very useful on the main roster. And I do think that they all deserve call-ups. The reason why I don't want them called up is because I want to get more out of them. I just feel like if any of them got called up, they would just be downplayed. I want to get more entertainment from them before they get called up. You know, it's not a matter of who do I think will get called up. I don't want them to get called up. They're just now getting their feet. They got so many guys pulled out from underneath them last year and the year before that they really have to climb hard to get some time and some money out of these guys. So it's not a situation of who do I think they're going to call up. I mean, there's the usual suspects, but I really don't want any of them called up. I really feel like we can get more mileage out of all these guys. They're coming into their own as a group, and I really wish and I hope at best we'll wait until SummerSlam at least to really get these guys going. I mean, if you're looking for fresh talent on the main roster, why don't you start pushing some of the guys you already have? It's a litany of guys sitting on the main roster, not doing a whole lot that you can really push forward. They started doing that with Apollo Crews on Monday. He had a great showing in that Fatal 5-Way. Keep pushing that. Keep moving with that. See where it fucking goes before you start calling up and ruining all these other guys. So I don't really know who they're going to boot, and I really don't care because I'm not going to sit here and play devil's advocate in people's careers. But as far as the call-up, man, hang out for a while, man. Gargano can get a lot of length out of that Ciampa situation. Now, Aleister Black can go in there and rekindle something with the Dream. I mean, there's a lot of different angles that they can go at here, you know. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's episode 20, guys. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a recording, a big interview, big interview this Friday, which will air next week. If it gets done, it will air next week, and I will have the announcement on Friday as to who said guest will be. But it will be the biggest interview I've ever done, and it should be a lot of fun. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch your ass next week.
At my house, listen to my daddy so. Orsini,